Hi everyone, today I want to give you 5 reasons why you should at least try all Digicams in 2023. Let's go. A little disclaimer before we start. As usual, all of the opinions in this video are my own, and if you don't agree with something or you don't like something, please write in the comments, and I want to read that and I want to know what's that all about, and maybe that will help me to get better over time. Now that we got that out the way, let's continue with our video. We're going to talk about affordability, size and look, ease of use, fun factor, sustainability, and in the end, I'm going to give you my conclusion, thoughts, and suggestions. Let's talk about the most important thing first, the prices. If you've been holding off of buying cameras because they're expensive, this is your time to shine. They're really affordable. Especially if you don't go for some rare models, you can find them as cheap as pretty much free or a couple bucks at the flea market, or just found it in the closet of your parents or grandparents. It really depends on how much you're willing to pay for the particular model or a feature it has, so it's completely up to you. As a side benefit, you don't have to be afraid of breaking it because you can easily buy more than one for some ridiculously low prices. And if you want to find something rare, it depends how much you're willing to spend. You can go on eBay and buy something there the easy way, or you can go to some garage sales, estate sales, flea markets, you name it. Maybe you can find some hidden gems there too. Try your luck. I know this one for sure. For many photographers, how their camera looks could be a determining factor whether they're gonna use it or not. So the size and aesthetics is kind of a big one here. Thankfully, at that time, companies were experimenting a lot with their looks, features, functions, colors of the bodies, shapes and sizes, which in my opinion is a big benefit for the consumer, always. And the more back in time you go, the crazier it gets. From the weird shaped, clunky big bodies to really portable, almost impossible to hold, tiny compacts. It's gonna be fun. You definitely can find something for yourself from all of those form factors, zoom ratios, etc. Some of them gonna be easy to carry, take with you for everyday commute or just casual snap shooting, but some of them gonna be big and ridiculous, and people gonna look at you weird while you're using them. But don't let it stop you from experimenting with different things, because that's what's interesting about this process. It's like opening a time capsule. You never know what to expect, especially if you didn't live at that time. It's gonna be unusual for sure. Try it. Hopefully you can find something for yourself, because there are so many different things to choose from. Most of the models are super easy to use. They were often designed with the average user in mind. Usually the menus are super simple, and there is even a simple mode in some of them, which turns it into a dumb camera. You can change maybe 3 settings if you're lucky, and that's it. So in general, they're super easy to navigate and control. Sometimes when I get a new one, I open up the menu and I look at it for a couple seconds and I'm like, and that's it? There's gotta be some more stuff in here. But no, there isn't. And this is just the way it is. But that's the beauty of it in most cases. You don't have to think about all of the technical aspects of the image. Just pull out the camera, snap a shot, put in your pocket, and that's it. So now we came towards the main point of using the Digicams. It's a fun factor. Why is it fun to use something this outdated, with weird limitations, with tiny sensor sizes, high noise at low ISOs, color shifts, uneven exposures, and all of that other stuff that seems like it doesn't make sense for the real working photographers, right? I'm not gonna talk for everyone because everyone has their own reasoning, but I'm just gonna give you a few things that probably gonna help you understand better. My main personal favorite is that with all of the limitations and quirks and imperfections, it's kind of cool to see what you can achieve with it and how much you can push your creativity with it. For some people, it would be a nostalgia or a sentimental value. Maybe it was their first digital camera back in those days. Or maybe it was a gift from somebody close. Or maybe it's a combination of things that I'm talking about in this video. All of the things considered, if you're open for the experiments and you want to switch things up a little bit, I think it's worth trying out for yourself. Sustainability is probably something you didn't expect to see on this list, right? But we are here at Apple. Oh wait, you're not buying a new camera, so they don't have to produce any new parts for it. You're basically recycling old cameras this way. So this seems like a more conscious choice towards the environment. It is definitely cheaper than buying something new, especially with the prices these days. Even if you go for something rare or collectible, it's not going to be such a big impact on your wallet. And later down the road, if you feel like you're getting tired of it or you just have too many, you can always pass it down to someone or put it on sale or give it as a gift to some of your friends. So let me tell you about my experience and my general thoughts about using Digicams for a while. Let me start with the issues first. So the first thing you have to keep in mind if you decide to try Digicams for yourself is that if you get some older model, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to find a battery for it. So keep that in mind and research before you make a purchase. The second thing is image quality. If you're buying Digicam for crazy megapixel count or image quality and expecting it to shoot like DSLR or mirrorless or high megapixel camera, it's not going to give you the same thing. I wouldn't buy it for image quality. I would buy it for the challenges it gives you. I would buy it for creativity push, but not for image quality. So keep that in mind. The third thing is, it's like a lottery, right? So you can be lucky and buy something for really cheap and it's going to work perfectly. But for example, I bought this camera, which is highly regarded among the YouTubers and whatever. It's Canon XS90IS, like full metal body and all of that. And at the first glance, it was completely fine. But I figured out it's not taking any pictures because the flash draws too much power and the battery cannot provide it. So just keep that in mind, that it's like a lottery. You can buy it today, it's gonna work, and tomorrow something's gonna malfunction and, you know, it's gonna stop working. So the next thing is not an issue. It's more like a limitation of the cameras from that era. That time there was a big mess with memory cards. You need to have a card reader because these older cameras, they used all kinds of memory card types, XD, compact flash, memory stick, Pro Duo, etc. And you can buy Wi-Fi SD card adapter. I actually bought it for my Fujifilm X100, but turns out it works pretty well with Digicams that have SD card slot. Works pretty good, pretty convenient. So what's my opinion about Digicams in general? I think it's a cool thing to try. First of all, if you're obsessing over gear a lot, this can be a little gateway for you to try something else for cheap. And you can actually try, you know, multiple models like this, like that, like this, and many, many more. At that time, we had a bunch of different choices. So it's something for you to maybe even collect, you know, it could be a pretty cool hobby. Or this just could be your cool toy to relax and use it from time to time, post pictures on social media without putting too much effort into it. Maybe you can even make some projects with it. I don't know, like it depends on your, you know, level of expertise and what you're willing to do with it. So it's up to you. I suggest you try it. You obviously can find one in your closet or your parents' closet or grandparents, whatever,
or at the thrift store for like a couple bucks, or I don't know, flea market, whatnot. You can just, experiment with it. Maybe you'll like it that much that you'll be only shooting with this. Who knows, right? You will never know until you try. And one more thing, there is a growing community of people who's shooting old digicams. Some people like 1 month, 2 cameras. I would suggest you, highly suggest you watch the channel. Snappiness, those guys are cool. Like, they make all kinds of videos about these things, and my level of expertise is nowhere near, as theirs. A couple of my friends also shoot digicams. It's a cool thing to try, so I would highly suggest at least trying something simple. Get it, as cheap as you can get, and see what it's gonna bring you.